Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of Hell, or specifically Manga Hell, and today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of Fire Force, chapter 290, A Piercing Hope. Piercing Hope. Well, I know Shino got a hole in his chest, but I wasn't expecting it to be this literal. And in fact, by the cover, it seems like it's even more literal with an actual image of, well, it's pretty vague on the face of the fire soldier, but by the body structure, it looks to be Shinra. But, oh well, what can you do? So yeah, anyways, let's get into this reaction. So as I said, the cover page is a fire soldier that seems to be in Shinra's body type. Just having a bunch of shadows coming all over him. It's a pretty dark chapter, page. With the narrator being deep and dark are the depths of despair. To be fair, if you're looking that into it, you probably find a bunch of other stuff that aren't exactly, let's just say, on the surface. So yeah. Anyways, we have the chapter begin where we left it off with Chino getting pierced, and first I thought that whole was just gonna be like a pairing of imagination, like you just imagine there being a hole, similar to I believe Zagreus from Black Clover when he did it to Raya. But this time, in this one we see that it was like a tag that pierced it. So yeah, the narrator is in like Shinra has been pierced through the chest with its savior gone. Will the world sink into despair? I'm guessing not. I mean, I know there's a popular theory that Fire Force leads into Soul Eater and all that, which could work, but I feel like we're not gonna end the story with all characters dying and the plan going 100%. Like, maybe the world will end up, like, losing more of its technology or something. I don't exactly know. The point will be, like, reduced to the world of Soul Eater, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe if arrow turns into an actual bow and arrow for shoot to use or something. But anyways, back to the chapter. Now we see a panel of Shinra, I'm guessing on his knees? On his knees, as he also falls on the floor, which should be like, brother. Then we have Haumea crying, and she's like, this brings us close to the despair that could only end in death. And then she was like, as he's also starting to cry, being like, it's not over yet. The world that my brother and Company 8 protect isn't going to end. Then Homero responds with, the world will go back to the flames now that the savior is gone. Then we have should be like, shut up. And then in the next panel we have Shinra's arm reaching at Shu and grabbing him by his arm. It's gonna be technically by the cape, but I'm guessing the capes is also like in his arm or something. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, then we have Shinra standing back up as he has like a giant flamey serpent coming through his chest. Well, where the hole was, as he's like, "I'm fine, actually." As we have Shu pretty adorably looking in concern through Shinra. Like it's very adorable how she's like, "Big brother, are you really? You have a giant snake coming out of your chest. I don't think you're fine." It's kind of like that type of moment. So yeah. Now the next panel has Samira stop crying as she's like, "It seems someone from Earth is influencing this place, though through an Endor link." And then we have Shinra looking at the snakes like, this snake of flames is, as we close a panel of the snake as we cut to the earth as we see a bunch of storm clouds and everything in our Sam city, as we see a hand bursting in flames, as we see the captain of the company 6 erupting in flames, and she's like, Shinra, your wound has been healed through the stigma I received from treating you before. As we see how Hibana and the second in command be like, Kayoko, Captain. And my god, this looks brutal. Like, it's not full detail here, but the way it looks like her arm already is starting to like. It seems like her body's already being reduced to. Well, the flash of her arm is already like being. Well, not the flash, the blood and the meat in her arm is already like being reduced to a skeleton, and so eye on that side also is starting to burst into flames. This is a, and then in the next page we have her like even bursting into flames even more. Actually, I feel like we actually are seeing her skeleton on that side that was already on fire. She's like, it seems those flames weren't safe for someone like me to touch. Yep, I can clearly tell you that. And then we see her falling on her knees as she continues to burn. Then we see her assistant, who is also like the former Captain Ifo's daughter, I believe, or granddaughter. I'm not sure. It was one of those. Saying Captain, as Hibana holds her, and she's like, "You mustn't touch those flames." And then we have a page of how Maya a bit crying, and she's like, "Shinra, please, please come back with Iris." Not sure why she's saying that right now, as her friend is currently, burning into flames, but yeah, that's happening right now. Is this actually all that Hibana is gonna do throughout this entire war? Because up to now, she hasn't like really done much. I think like appeared 3 times before, maybe 2 times. So I really hope Hibana actually does something here. I mean, I know that people were banking on her fighting Somea, but I feel like she should do something. I mean, she was like the first ally. It's even actually been mentioned before the battle about how close she is to everyone. So it makes sense that she should participate in some way. And now if her close friend is dead, I think it even makes more sense for her to participate. There we go back to the Adola as shows like Captain Hawang, Captain Hibana, and Lieutenant Hauge. I can hear them. I can tell what's happening on Earth. I guess this healing is kind of like connecting him to everything, or the very least like giving him a glimpse of stuff. Then we have Shinobi like, it was only thanks to them that I got this far. Well, technically you got this far because of Captain Haoyang, not everyone else, but I guess acknowledging probably like the most underdeveloped captain in the series is nice. Seriously, Captain seriously, Haoyang is probably like the most underdeveloped of all of them. Like even Captain 2 Captain I would say is more developed than her. Then we have Shubiak brother, as we have Shinobi like, don't worry, I won't be swallowed up by rage anymore. And there are Shinra in his, and yeah, we also see his the hole that was before. Oh, weird enough, it looks like it was like stitched together for some reason. I guess that's just like the style because I do believe whenever Okubo draws characters like naked, he always like, or in some moments it looks like they're all having stitches or something. I think it's also a very common thing to do in manga, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it's more common in Fire Force and Soul Eater. So, anyways, then we have Shino like screaming out his lungs, be like, "I am not a devil. I'm a hero." It's actually the opposite with me. As he's and I fight to protect the lives and assets of the citizens. And then he has like a disturbed look and serious as he looks at Hibana. As then I'm guessing I I don't know. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Shinra appearing right next to Hibana as she takes a look at him, and he goes to like I guess hit her like this, and it just seems to like breeze her. Similar to how every other attack has just kind of breezed her. Not sure whether he thought that would work, but fine. Then we have her looking into him, and she's like, "Your efforts are futile. Fate itself has concluded that you cannot touch me. It's set in stone, much like the spirit of this world." And then we have Shuna be like, "Oh, I don't think so. I just moved your hair, so I clearly can influence you in some way," which is to be fair kind of true. That he did, swoosher. So one of that's gonna be like a kind of a hint to how he's gonna beat or something. I'm not really sure. Like maybe it'll be something like around it. Like, alright, serious question. You know when is that like that scene when there's like a tornado and you will get like you can't breathe anymore? Like watch Superman versus the Elite when in the end of it where Superman goes up against the hat and he like makes a giant in it and he's unable to breathe even though he's shielded by magic. I wonder if this is gonna be like the moment here where yes, I cannot hit you, but if you are stuck in a location, and from what we've seen, she doesn't seem to be able to move, I can like take the air out of you. Or something like that. And then we have the next panel Shu being like a bit alarmed. He's like, if he couldn't interact with her at all, her hair wouldn't have moved. The future isn't decided yet. Which is, they can't stand and chop with them breaking the prediction or something. Which at this point is pretty much like a pretty tired cliche, or maybe like a passageway or something. Because seriously, I'm pretty sure the Smash in the future is like the standard. I mean, maybe some other series don't then, but for most it does seem to be that case. So yeah. Anyways, then we have Shinra starting to speak again, although this time it seems like he also moved slightly to be facing Shamia face to face for some reason. And he's like, the conclusion of the subconsciousness doesn't have to be death. And you're Shamia being like, and what do you aim to achieve when you can barely move a bit of hair? I guess Shamia is not impressed by that stance. Like, it's kind of like that moment in Overlord where Bray cuts Shelty's fingernail, and that moment to him is like a big moment. Shows how much stronger he has gotten. But to like the other two, he was explaining this to is like, why is he so happy that he managed to cut a fingernail from a female monster? Like it's kind of like that moment. Although it's funnier with this one because Homea is the one who actually got the effect on it, and she doesn't like doesn't even acknowledge it's like it means anything. There we have Shu talking. He's like, no, just like how the flap of butterfly's wings can cause great storms, even a gentle breeze can bring great change. Referencing the butterfly effect, where you change one thing and yet you have a whole chaotic stuff happening. I guess kind of makes sense here because she's seen the future, so it would make logical sense here. But yeah, anyways, then we have Shu telling her again, be like, that's why the Avengers fears the change I can bring. Which is kind of true though. It's kind of weird how Avengers is here, but she still doesn't like do anything. She doesn't speak. She doesn't unveil her hood. She just still looks at it. I'm guessing this is gonna happen when Homea gets defeated or something. Like maybe that's gonna be the moment of they're just like, all right, this foolishness is done, and she throws away the hood. But yeah, or something. So, anyways, then we have Shino getting ready to like punch Homea in the face. I guess it's like trying to like see how much he can infect her with her air or something. I'm not sure. But Homea just makes her shockwaves and blasts him away. And it seems like she does something with Evangelist's things that are the rings around Evangelist. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be moving or something, but they are like in different forms right now. Then we have Homea be like the Evangelist doesn't feel it accepts everything. And then we have Shino be like, that's not true. And Homer's like, it is. Take and then we have like this epic speech moment. Let's see if I can get that voice down. No, actually, I'll try to get my epic speech moment, not Homer's voice. Since I'm no chick, as you can clearly tell, and I'm not murdering a girl to get her body. Yeah, I like some other shapeshifters. I don't have that ability. I can just take corpses and use them as puppets. But anyways, all right. Take a look at Earth. The last flames of despair is about to be lit. Short, but it comes to a point. I wonder what that fire flame could be. Then we have Shinobi looking at her. He's like, "What? What are you talking about?" Then we cut back to Earth as we see the buildings and the rubble around it. Then we have Hinua going around giving us being like, "Everyone, please remain calm and walk in a line." And then we have Maki be like, "Captain, we are nearly done with the evacuation in this area." Then we say, Obi being like, "I see, great work." And then I was like, "Now we just have to trust in Shinra and wait." Then we see Obi immediately talking to another old woman. He's like, "My vision's well, the old woman is then like, my vision's blurry, you see." And then we have Obi being like, "Do you need help? The shelter's right this way." Actually, I think I ran in the wrong, no, in the wrong bubble, but whatever. And then we have the old lady being like, "Even though my vision is poorly, I can tell you're brimming with light." Huh, I see. Then we have OB being like, "It's to help everyone, not lose sight of hope." I wonder where this is leading towards. Then we have Vulcan talking to Licht, like, "Licht, it seems that the fires in this area are subsidized. As Licht like, the next you should check the statue of the living facilities in the shelter." As in, Vulcan's just like, "Roger." Then we have some other fire soldier coming towards here. As Licht's like, "If we manage to get everyone that was left in the shelters, then..." As Licht noticed something. And then Licht's like, "Did something happen?" And then we have this fire soldier that weirdly seems to resemble Obi from the behind, responding with, "Nah, I just came to check out this place." And then Licht's like, "I see, well, there's no problem here." And then we have Vulcan be like, "Licht, the shelter has running water again, and the generator is something up?" And then we have Licht being like, "Well, the captain was just here, but why he should be guiding the he should be guiding the evacuation." And I think we all know where this is heading. Then we have Monkey be like, "Captain, I finished the evacuation on my side." And then Obi responds with, "Good work." And Obi's like, "No, there's only one job left." And then we have Tamaki be like, "Huh?" As we see two Obis standing, one in front of her and one behind him. As we see a knife being pulled off. As we see the doppelganger Obi using the knife to slit the real Obi's throat. As we see the blood starting to spur from Obi's mouth. And then we see Obi falling on his knees, bleeding from his mouth as Tamaki screams, "Kya!" As I'm guessing Shinra senses this moment, and then we see a panel with Captain Obi falling on the ground, bleeding from his mouth and cut throat on the floor beneath the doppelganger. As then Hamea's like, "And so the light is lost." And then Shu screams, "Don't brother!" So yeah. Then the next panel is Shinra with the most devil evil, almost unrecognizable face, thinking of being just like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." It's literally what it says, YouTube. What do you expect me to do? And we end the chapter with to be continued in chapter 291 to the second son. What the heck could that be referring to? I guess becoming the second son? I guess it got even closer now. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I guess you're wondering from 1 to 10 how epic this panel with Shinra's evil face looks like. It's about 100. Yeah, 100's a pretty good pick. So yeah, we have. So yeah, we have the doppelganger Obi killing the real Obi. Now, considering how meta this Fire Force series has gotten, I would not be surprised if they are able to like revive Obi in some way. Like maybe even though Obi died, they still keep their hope up, and the doppelganger Obi is like in shock. As then we have like the real Obi like coming back and killing him or something. I just thinking something like that could happen. In all honesty. So I'm not exactly sure how that Obi is right now. Although it would make sense him dying, okay? It kind of feels like a weird way to kill Obi this way. Like not some epic truly putting his past his limit, just like a sneak attack by his doppelganger and cutting his throat. Really? That's the way how they're gonna kill him? Kinda like undermines it. So yeah. Also, by the way, in case you're wondering, I'm not really all that shocked that Obi had a doppelganger. Like, if you really sit down and think about it logically, it makes perfect sense that Obi would get a doppelganger. I mean, all of the important members of establishments are supposed to get doppelgangers. Obi would be would qualify. Perception of Obi is pretty popular. Obi's probably one of the most known people in the city, and probably has a lot of people viewing him in a certain way. So it makes perfect sense. In that regard, I'm not really shocked that we got him. I was predicting him to be one of the last ones. But yeah. Although I am curious now how this battle between Doppelganger and Obi is gonna go, because Bird stated after he killed Joker's doppelganger that the last two are really powerful. And we saw Benny Maro's doppelganger being obliterated by the real Benny Maro. Yet, alright, I'm not gonna say Obi is weak, but comparatively, like, his doppelganger needing the real Joker, doppelganger Burns, and Baymaro, and as well as others, it's kind of like, it'll be this powerful. I mean, hell, like I know it's been like I think it has been shown a couple of times would be like, oh, you're unpowered, so you're weak, and Obi constantly proved the opposite. I mean, how I think even the captains thought he was a bit weaker because he was unpowered, but yet even they were like, oh shit, okay, this guy's no joke. But still, I don't feel like it's. But still, I'm not exactly sure how that will go. As for Shinra versus Haumea, I'm not. I feel like there is gonna be like a moment, like maybe the next page or chapter will have a straight up like straight up Shinra going to complete like berserk rage to a point. It's like gonna be what in the end of the next chapter, like this panel basically is gonna be like something like one final hit and will be despair or something. Like, I could even see like Shu actively coming there and trying to prevent Shinra, since so far he's just been staying around for the most part. Like trying to he'll go for fishing blood, yet Shu's gonna take the hit for him or something. I don't know. I could see something like that happening in the next page. But yeah, this chapter are pretty good. Well, this chapter kind of on a low scale, but the final panel was like the most epic of epic shit ever. I am definitely excited to see what's gonna happen in the next chapter, how this is gonna go, especially how these battles are gonna go. Since these battles seem they'll be rather limited to a lot of stuff. But yeah, anyways, I hope you like this reaction. I hope you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. Comment down below what you think of the chapter. And with that said, I will see all of you mortals next time.